primetime television here, folks.
What is up, good people, you Benites of Dopetopia? I am Dope, your idiot leader. Today we're talking about the 5 comic books that I refuse to pay big bucks for that might be worth it to you, but they're not worth it to me. And that's the thing about money. Some things are worth more to other people than they are other ones. Some people, 50 bucks is a lot of money to spend on a comic book. Some people, 5,000 is a lot to spend on a comic book. So a lot of times it just depends on your own means, how much money you have and what you consider costing too much. Well, these books, they're not super expensive. They are, but I've paid up to $14,000 for one comic book. And some of these books I could get for $14,000, but I don't think they're worth $14,000. So I would not pay that for what they're asking for these books. So I will probably never own most of these books. Now, I get them for a really good deal because I think they cost too much. So here's the 5 comic books I would love to have in my collection that I think cost too much and I refuse to buy. Number 5, Black Cat Mystery Comics number 50. Let me show you a picture of it. This book is amazing, but in a 9.0, it's going for $66,000 right now on eBay. Also, in a 6.5, you can get it for $37,000. Or something more reasonable, a 0.5 is going for $3,869.10 on eBay. What a stupid ass number that somebody's asking for that book. And that one, it's basically $4,000 for a book with the cover tore off. Let me show you what it looks like. So I wouldn't pay $4,000 for that copy. I would pay $4,000 for about a 3.5. Will I ever get a 3.5 in that for $4,000? Nope, I will not, because the demand is more than the supply. Now let's move on to number 4 on my category. Number 4 on my category is something a lot more affordable. It's Something Killing the Children number 1. I bought number 1 right off the rack. I bought 1 through 25 right off the rack. But I picked up the 3rd print because I did not care which copy I got because I'm not, a collector when it comes to what I think is going to be valuable in life. I just wanted to read it. And what would you know, number 1's worth a lot of money, and it's a cool cover, and I wish I'd have bought number 1. It's an iconic cover now. But a number 1 first print, the cheapest one I found on eBay right now is $809. And that is too much money for that book because there's 3,962 on the Census Blue label. So it just came out in 2019. Why would anybody want to pay $800 for that book when there's so many raw copies out there? That book should be at the most a $350, $400 book. I would pay $400 for a 9.8. I am not going to pay what most people is asking is like $1,200, $1,300 on it. The cheapest one I could find is $800, and it has 24 watchers because everybody knows that's the cheapest one by far. So Something's Killing the Children, $809, double what I'm willing to pay. So anyway, I probably will not be owning a Something's Killing the Children number 1 CGC Blue Label 9.8 anytime soon. And now we're talking about number 3 and 2 is basically hand in hand. It is Mask 1 and Mask 2. Wonderful covers from the old days by L.B. Cole. These books are amazing. Mask 2 4.0 is selling for $20,900. There's 53 blue on the Census. Mask 1 is the L.B. Cole cover as well. I love them both. There's 69 blue copies on the CGC Census. Both of them books are amazing. I've always loved the art on them, but they are not keys. Why are they selling for $20,000, $30,000, $50,000? They are not keys. There's nothing in the book special. The only thing special is the L.B. Cole cover. Why are they so high? I don't get it. I would be willing to pay $6,000 for the pair. I like better, but at those prices, you can keep it. I think it's way overpriced, and something's worth what somebody's willing to pay, so it must not be overpriced. It's just overpriced for me because somebody is buying these books. And the number one book that I will probably end up buying because it drives me crazy, but it's so overpriced. The Walking Dead #1 CGC 9.8 Blue. $3,709 on the census. They're selling on eBay between $3,500 and $3,000 right now. And it came out in 2003. It's barely 20 years old. You know, on one side, I'm like, hey, look at what it started. Look at how what this book has done for the indie community. Look what this book has done for the zombie community, the horror community. Look what Robert Kirkman has built. Look how well the TV show is done. Look at the toy line. This thing is amazing. But still, $3,500 for a 9.8 for a book that's not even 20 years old. It's in black and white. Ugh, that's hard. It's hard to pay $3,500 for a modern book when you can pay $3,500 and go to like Heroes Con like I did. And for $3,500, you can get a nice Hulk 181. You can get an Avengers one. There's other books that are iconic with first appearances in it and other stuff that are way more iconic than The Walking Dead. So why is The Walking Dead so high? That book ought to be $1,200. I want to pay $1,200 for 9.8. Will I ever get a chance to do that? No, I probably won't. But there is 5 books that I'm bitching about today that I wish I owned that cost too much money for what they are. And until the next time, read your comics.